Have you ever pulled an espresso shot that just made you wince? If you have, you are in the right place. We are going to break down this whole art of dialing in and turn that sour frustration into a perfectly balanced, delicious cup. Let's get right into it.
Oh, you know that feeling, right? You're so excited about these new beans, you hear the hum of the grinder, and then you take a sip and boom, it's like a lightning bolt of sour lemon juice. That's not just a bad shot, my friend. That's a classic sign of under-extraction. And that's the very first problem we are going to solve today.
So, the fix for that sour shot, it's not some big mystery. It's a skill, and it's called dialing in. I want you to think of yourself as a musician tuning an instrument. Every little adjustment we make to our recipe, to our grind, is a step toward creating this beautiful symphony of flavor, not just a random jumble of notes. Okay, so what is dialing in, really? At its core, it's all about one thing: taste. It is the process of methodically, step-by-step, adjusting all these little variables to pull the absolute best, most delicious flavor from your coffee beans. We are not settling for okay here. We are hunting for that perfect shot.
You know, every shot of espresso, it really exists on this spectrum. On one end, you've got under-extraction. That's that sharp, sour, kind of salty taste that just vanishes from your tongue in a flash. And on the other end is over-extraction. And that's just punishingly bitter, dry, almost dusty. It just leaves your mouth feeling hollow. Our goal? Find that magical sweet spot right in the middle. So, the big question is, how do we find that sweet spot? Well, we start with a recipe. The foundation of any great espresso is built on two simple numbers: the dose, which is the coffee you put in, and the yield, the liquid espresso you get out. Let's break down how to build that foundation.
And listen, the order here is so important. First, we set our dose. That's the amount of dry coffee grounds. We want to lock this in and keep it consistent because it's our control, it's our anchor. Once that's set in stone, then we can decide on our yield, which is the weight of the final espresso shot.
So, where do you start? A really great place is somewhere between 18 and 21 grams. First thing, check your portafilter basket. It'll tell you what it's designed for. And also, think about your beans. Lighter roasts are actually denser and harder to extract, so you might want to start on the lower end of that range to give the water a better chance to work its magic.
All right, so you've got your dose locked in. Now what about the yield? The classic go-to starting point in the coffee world is a simple 1-to-2 ratio. What that means is for every 1 gram of coffee grounds you put in, you're aiming for 2 grams of liquid espresso out. So if you start with an 18-gram dose, you're going to stop that shot right when the scale hits 36 grams. Easy, right?
Okay, so our recipe is set. Dose is locked in. We have a target yield. Now we get to the main event, the single most important powerful lever you have to control how your espresso tastes: your grind size. This is how you control everything.
The physics here are actually pretty simple. I want you to think of it like this: the rocks and sand analogy. Imagine a coarse grind. It's like a bucket of rocks. Water's just going to rush right through it, right? That gives you a fast, under-extracted, and sour shot. Now imagine a fine grind. That's like a bucket of packed sand. The water has to work really hard to get through, which can lead to a long, over-extracted, and bitter shot.
Okay, so time is your first big clue that you're in the right ballpark. Start your timer the second you start the shot. You should see the first beautiful drops of espresso appearing somewhere between 5 and 7 seconds. And your total brew time to hit that target yield, say 36 grams, should be somewhere between 25 and 35 seconds. If your shot is way faster than that, you gotta grind finer. If it's taking forever, you guessed it, you grind coarser.
But, and this is a huge but, you have to remember something really important. Time is just a guide. It gets you in the neighborhood, but it doesn't tell you if you've hit a home run. The ultimate judge, the final arbiter, is your own palate. You have to taste every single shot to know if it's truly delicious.
This right here, this is your taste compass. This is your cheat sheet. So, taste your shot. Is it super sour? Kind of thin? Bam, that's under extraction. The fix? You need to grind finer to slow that water down. On the flip side, is it bitter and chalky? That's over-extraction. So you'll grind coarser to speed the water up. And if it's sweet and rich and balanced, my friend, you've done it. That is the goal.
All right, I'm going to give you the golden rule of dial in and out, and you absolutely cannot forget this. Only change one variable at a time. Seriously, if you adjust your grind and your dose at the same time, you'll have no idea which one actually made the difference. Be methodical, be a scientist, change one thing, pull a shot, taste it, and then make your next decision.
All right.
You've got the fundamentals. You know how to diagnose your shots, you know how to fix them. So you're ready to level up? Let's dive into a little pro-level espresso science to give you a few extra tools and really deepen your understanding of what's happening here.
But you might be thinking, okay, it's easy for you to say sour, sweet, bitter, but how do I actually learn to taste those differences in the cup? That is a fantastic question, and luckily there's a really cool, simple experiment that will train your palate like nothing else.
It's called a salami shot, and it's a game changer. Here's what you do. You pull a single espresso, but you catch it in 3 separate cups, swapping them out every 10 seconds or so. That first cup, it's going to be just pure sour acid because those extract first. The second cup, that's your sweet spot. That's where the sugars and balance live. And that third cup, that's the tail end, where you find all the bitterness. Doing this is the fastest way to teach your brain what each part of the extraction tastes like all by itself.
Okay, one last pro tip for you, and you don't even need any equipment for this one. It's called the crush test. See, the roasting process makes coffee beans more brittle. A light roast bean is super dense, it's really hard to crush between your fingers. That tells you it's going to be harder to extract flavor from. A dark roast, on the other hand, is brittle and crushes easily, which tells you it's going to give up its flavors much faster and you have to be careful not to over-extract it.
See, dialing in isn't some dark art. It's really just a conversation between you and your coffee. And now you have the language to understand exactly what it's telling you. So go on, taste that next shot with confidence. What incredible flavors have been hiding in your beans, just waiting for you to finally unlock them.